Hey guys, I'm Natalie. This is the Least Favorite Podcast, where we talk about relationships, personal growth, and the toxic shit that we see on social media. Let's get into it.
That's a good analogy. I followed along. You said hookah and I got it.
We had to break it down.
Yeah.
We had to really break it down.
On my eye.
Yeah, we had to break it down.
Come on.
But like Toni, you believe in like the stones and not the stones, crystals.
Healing crystals, yes. Yeah, I have like big amethyst in my house, big cinnamon.
Is there a reason why you picked amethyst?
Well, I hadn't bought big ones for my house, like home decor before, and when you look it up, that's like one of the first ones. It's like a cleansing, like protective type of crystal. So that's they always suggest like amethyst, clear quartz, because those are all cleansing energy. So when people come in, they take that.
Yeah. They don't leave it there.
I still sage and like Palo Santo after, like, but that helps.
Okay. All right. Are we ready, guys?
We are ready.
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 I was, but we're not gonna put that in. All right. So I wanted to start off with this video from. Should I introduce? No, we're gonna do that. I wanted to start off with the video from TikTok. So let's go.
Oh, I can hear
him. Oh my God, he wants me to make dinner for him. Okay,
yeah.
What do I do? Okay, calm down. You got this. I think we mastered boiling the pasta. The sauce. Just buy the sauce. Just buy the sauce tonight. Tonight is not the night to experiment. Okay. Right. Oh, come on. Alfredo is so boring. Like, how many times are you going to make the same thing? Make some tacos. Like, it's so hard to fuck up some tacos. Put the game on.
No, not. This is wrong. Shit.
That's smart. No, that's actually genius. Yes, we're making tacos. Well, all I got to do is make the ground meat, right? Yeah, that's easy. Oh, he's going to think I'm fun. I'm fun. Bitch, spice it up. Like, you can't be out here looking like no basic bitch. This is a make or break situation right here. You trying to keep a nigga or not? Oxtails? Are you crazy? What the fuck makes you think I can make oxtails on the first try? Stop being a pussy. It's 2022. Grow up. I thought you said you can do anything.
That's commitment.
You're right. It's about that time. I can do this. I can make some damn oxtails. It's gonna be my year this year. I can do anything. Hey.
I'm already laughing. Okay.
You're what? No. I'll be there in 10 minutes. Hi, I'm looking for my boyfriend. His name is Dancy. Last name.
And I'm
bitch, I was crying. Like, I couldn't.
Here. Oh, severe food
It's the face for me. Like, it's the face.
Finished? All right. So we're gonna get into a little bit about. We're gonna talk about, like, first of all, oxtail was a bold move for the first time you're cooking for somebody.
You better love this man.
You must love him.
You feel real confident. Like,
but I do agree with because I feel like bitches always do the chicken Alfredo.
Yeah, I've done it.
I know. Me too.
Yeah.
It's like the basic. And tacos is easy too. Like, you could step it up a little bit. But I feel like, yeah, oxtails the first time. What's your, like, go-to when you cook for someone for the first time? Do you have a go-to?
I started doing HelloFresh.
Oh, okay.
So I get the recipes.
Yes.
Yeah,
oh, but that's cute. That. That's effort.
Yeah.
And they have, like, dope recipes.
Yeah.
What have you made, like, for your man, I guess, so far?
Tacos, enchiladas. I like those Mexican bowls, like the Mexican food that they have. So I usually select those.
Okay.
love Mexican food.
And then he likes pasta, so I'll throw in some pasta here and there.
Yeah. How about you? Do you even do this shit, bitch?
Up until recently, I always tell them, I be like, I don't fucking cook. Like, I do not cook. The only reason why I started cooking now is because I have kids. Mm-hmm. So if I want them to be healthy, I gotta cook. But no. Be like, for me, just so you know, I don't cook.
Yeah, like, my first time, I'm not gonna make some elaborate shit. Like, I'm gonna make you something that, like I know how to cook, right? So I will just make what I like to eat that's, like, basic, but something that we would have normally if we started dating. Like, I'm not going to make you fucking lobster tails and a ribeye steak and garlic parm mashed potatoes just because. You
setting the bar
too high. I can't keep up with that.
After lobster tails, bro.
Like, and I feel like that's the problem. Like, girls, sometimes they want to, like, reinvent the wheel and make this, like.
Do the most
to, like, show this guy. And it's like, I don't feel like men even care that much about. If it tastes good, it's well cooked, I feel like that's all that matters. Would you agree? Because you're the guy.
As long as you can make bacon and eggs in the morning, we good.
See, basic. You could do that.
Yeah,
everybody could do bacon and eggs.
Bitch, I don't cook. Like,
bacon and eggs, bitch?
I don't know. Like, bacon, okay. But even eggs, like, I don't got it down, bro. Like, I don't eat eggs. I can't eat
she's
eggs.
allergic.
So it's like just...
that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
I got pancakes down for me. Vanilla extract, cinnamon. You gotta... Because my kids love that. But up until recently, nope.
Like, I would make white rice, beans, and like any type of meat, ribs, pork chops, chicken, whatever. Easy. Some people don't eat pork chops or, but yeah, something easy. Maybe some plátanos on the side. And this is what I cook. Enjoy it. Yeah. Hope you like it. Down the line, when we get more into the relationship, I'll start experimenting, like spicing it up, making it different. But nobody got time for that. Nope. Do you like when men cook for you? I think we all like it.
Hell fucking yeah.
Has a man made you something one time that it was like, yo, this is fire? Like, what was it?
Ooh.
Do you remember what it was?
There was a few times.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. One was ribs. Ribs was bomb. I forgot what the other one was. Oh, the other one? He made like some sopa, but like with a seafood soup.
Fire? That sounds fucking good.
Fire. He chefed it up.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
How about you?
I cannot remember me.
All right, fuck it. I also wanted to talk about, like, when you go out, right? How do you feel when you go out and you see one of your friends, like, in a bad mood, Debbie Downer? Like, how does that bother you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like for me, if I made the plans to invite you out, like I set the place, the date, the time, I feel like that should be your opportunity to be like, yo, you know what? I'm not really feeling it right now. I'm not really in the headspace to be around people. Because it's like, obviously when I invite you out, it's to have a good time. Unless I tell you otherwise. I feel like people who do that, they're not considerate. Like, I'm sensitive to the fact that you're going through something, but now you came out and you're dampening everybody's mood with your attitude. It kind of blows mine. And then I don't want to be like the inconsiderate friend. Yeah. But it's like, if you would have said, yo, Natalie, maybe it should just be me and you. I'll have some shit to get off. I need to vent to you.
Yeah, that's
then
different.
I'm in that headspace and I could show up for you in that way. But like for you to ruin everybody's mood and then you're mad at me that I'm not coddling you at the spot. It's like, so now I have to be in a down mood because you're in a down mood. Yeah, I don't know.
But at the same time, I feel like there's been times that I go through something, right?
But you tell me.
Right. And there's been times that we have that one-on-one talk. But then there's been times, I'm not, but bitch, we're going to turn up because you can't be fucking depressed all the time. There's so much good things going on too. Like you can't be. So it depends. If you switch it up, I understand you're going through something. But if we go out, okay, you sulking a little bit, but you take a few shots and you like then we could chill. Like but if you taking shots, you're like, Natalie. Like,
that's true. So. I was just wondering because I'm like, is it selfish of me to think that way?
No.
As I was gonna say, the other person is more selfish in that situation, but maybe nobody's being selfish. I don't know.
I don't know. Stay their ass home if they want to cry all day.
That's how I feel. Like if I get dressed to leave my house, like I'm putting the bra back on to get out. Like, you know what that is? When you take everything off and you're chilling and then they're like, yo, let's do it or whatever. I fuck it. I'm going to put effort in. I'm leaving to spend money at the spot too. I'm not going to be in a bad mood. I don't care what I'm going through or else I'm going to just stay home.
But I do have to... but I do have to say...
Yeah.
I've had moments where I'm out and I'm having a good time. I'm drinking. I'm listening to the music. I'm talking to you. And my social battery...
You're done.
...runs out right there.
Okay. Wait, how early into it though?
It ranges. Sometimes I can pull through the entire time. And like the last time I went out to do that celebration, that happened to me. Like an hour in, I was like, oh man.
Hour in?
I'm tired.
Holy shit.
I was like, I can't wait even for my food hadn't even arrived. And I was like, damn, it ran out. But then I sat there, I started, drinking. I think I was drinking a mojito or something like that. And I kind of came a little bit back up, enough to last. And then when the first person that has said, let's go, I was like, yes, I agree.
That'd be fire though, when you're ready to go and somebody else has to, they say it, so you don't have to be the one.
Like, yes, you said it. I'm gonna piggyback on that. I gotta leave too.
Yeah, no, I get the social battery thing because that be happening to me, but I don't know. Now I have like a new burst of energy these days.
Yeah,
so I'm ready. Like I'm with the shits. Yeah, I'm ready to be outside.
Yeah, but social battery is different than a motherfucker that's just a Debbie Downer.
That is different. That is different.
If you tired, you tired. But at least your time there, you was, positive.
But also, don't be tired every time we go out.
Nah, but listen.
Every time we go out?
Nah.
You still being a Debbie Downer.
I'm not like that all the time.
Yeah.
But when I say I'm going to leave, you got to let me leave, though.
Yeah, when they be trying to stop you to leave.
That's another thing. It's like, listen, I'm already feeling it, right? I'm going to step out. I'm going to let these people have fun. I'm going to go. Nah, don't go. It's like that. You're going to have me sitting here miserable the whole night. I got to go.
Nah,
don't go out with me because I'm going to just keep giving you drinks.
Yeah, Anthony's the word. You can't say you about to leave. You going to leave now already? It's mad early.
Yo, one more
it's like 2 a.m. He's like, but it's early. Like, what?
I don't know. I feel like I can't remember a time that I was ready to leave and I didn't leave. I'll be like, bye.
I was about to say
when
that.
I'm ready to go. I'm like
putting on my stuff.
I don't want to deal with the...
Yes, I don't want to deal with that. That's irritating.
Like
I'll take the shots to go, like...
Deuces.
Yeah.
No, yeah, you be ready to go.
I'll be out.
Yeah.
When I'm tired.
Oh my God. All right. So we're going to get into let's get into the segment.
Nitty-gritty
all right.
stuff. This
is nitty-gritty.
Yeah.
Because I read this in a book. So this is not an idea that's mine. I just want to preface that. But I read it in a book and it was interesting to me. And I wanted to ask both of you because you both have kids. But I sent you the question ahead of time because I didn't want it to come off a certain way. So I want you guys to, when you answer this question, pretend you don't have kids right now. And you can probably be single or in a relationship, however you want to answer it. Do you feel that people with no purpose have children? So basically, they feel like, okay, I don't really have anything else I'm good at or interested in. I might as well just start a family. This is going to be my purpose now. How do you feel about that? And just go. Speak from your heart.
Okay.
Go?
Yeah.
So I'm going to go a little bit in the religious route.
Okay.
I feel like we all have a purpose, whether you know it. And let's say, for example, you want to help people, you want to become a police officer, a doctor. Like, I feel like everyone has a purpose, even if you don't know it. But I feel like when you can't figure it out, eventually down the line, you're going to run out of okay, so for example, career-wise, I feel like once you reach that goal, you want to know what's your next thing. What's my next move? And then you'll have a family at that point. But I don't feel like no one on this earth has no purpose.
No purpose.
Yeah.
They just haven't probably figured it out yet.
Yes.
Okay, got it. How about you?
So when you said that question, I kind of thought like I get the universe thing for sure.
Yeah.
And I agree with you 100%. But I kind of was thinking of it in a first person perspective. Like maybe I really had this baby because I was just lost. And honestly, I thought of we're not friends, but we were venting on Instagram. We used to work together, and she straight up told me, because the guy fucking sucked. And she, she did think about abortion, but she decided against it. And she has straight up told me, I should have never had my son. But the timing,
That's
but
honest.
now, it was super honest, because she's been going through a shit show. But now that she has,
real quick, I feel like moms, they feel so guilty for having real human thoughts that they're afraid oh my God. Well, you guys can tell me. I'm just assuming here that they're just oh my God, if I say this, I'm going to be looked at as a bad mom.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Bad person.
If you say
and
you need a break,
that. It's a lot of weight, because it's you want to just vent. You want to be yo, this is fucking annoying. I'm frustrated. I don't want to fucking be a mom today. That. Those are normal feelings. I know. So I'm damn. Yeah. So anyway, go ahead. So for her to say that to you is
so for her
brave
to
of
say
her.
that, I know the first thought would be the negativity thought, like, how can she say that? But like you said, these are real feelings. I think the only reason why I would not say that out loud, because I very much believe in energy, and I very much believe like in you attracting bad energy to yourself, and to be, you know, I feel like that's kind of like an ungrateful type of thing, kind of vibe. But anyway,
I would think the same.
So I kind of was like eyebrow up when she told me. But then she said that now, as time has passed, because her son is like, he got to be like 7, 8 years old now. So a lot of time has passed now. And she's like growing. Because of him, she's growing and has like aspirations for herself. Like she was just dry before. You know what I'm saying? Dry. Like honestly, like, you know, well, I'm not friends with her and we don't talk like that. So I know it's not going to be an issue. But just to say a little bit about her life, like she still like works retail and she's older than me. Like she doesn't have like, and not no supervisor shit, like just retail to retail to retail. And there's nothing wrong with that if you like it, but I know for sure she don't like it. So like, what are you doing with yourself? Right. So now she has aspirations. She just got a new job. So now she's feeling different. But in the beginning, for sure, she has told me like, no, I should have never, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I think I had low self-esteem with myself and I wanted attention from him. And I thought having a child would change that.
Oh man, that's a whole other topic for another day. But
so she definitely vented to me and I appreciated her and I respected her for it because she recognized that. But then she also recognizes that she's changing and growing because of it. So.
Yeah. I feel like instinctually, I'm not going to front. I read that line and I'm like, oh, I agree with that. But that's because of where I am in my life. I don't want kids right now. Like kids are like, yo, fuck them kids. That's how I feel. Right?
Hold on.
Facts.
Do your boo. Live your life. Live your life.
But because I guess I'm just focused on other things. But there's a podcast that I watch called Good Moms, Bad Choices. And they're both moms. They're very successful in their careers. And they're like, you can do both. Like, just because I'm pursuing a passion doesn't make me a bad mother. I will just say that when you do have a purpose that's outside of family, and it's more like career driven, I feel like somebody's going to there's going to be sacrifices no matter what. And there's just going to be L's in both. Because you're going to have to end up picking and choosing like how much time you dedicate to your purpose versus your children. Yeah. Like something always kind of loses out a little bit. And I think that's the battle. But I don't think it's impossible to overcome. That's what I was going to say. So when I read it, I agreed with it, but I'm like, I really want to know from people who have children who like feel that way. So now, do you feel like you're living in your purpose in the moment right now with your children and everything? Do you feel like you're pursuing your purposes?
Not to my full potential.
No, not to full, no.
And
I still have to figure some shit out. Yeah.
Okay. So, but do you think it's because you're focused on raising your family, or like you said, you just have to figure shit out? Or both?
It's a mix because once you have kids, I'll state the obvious, you know, like you got to figure your whole, now I'm Toni point 5.0, right, 6.0. Like I got to reinvent myself every time. Now I feel like I'm in an optimal time because both of my kids are becoming like, I mean, they're 3 and 1, but it's not like give a bottle every 2 hours, give a bottle every 3 hours, breastfeed. Like, no. So now I can leave those motherfuckers somewhere and I can be the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So thank God I'm blessed. I have help. Right. So now I can plan stuff ahead of time, you know, like me and my man going to a wedding next month in Miami. Like we could do those things. Right. Yeah. We could leave the kids. But it's an adjustment. It's a big, big, big adjustment. Like,
how about you?
What was the question?
Like, do you feel like you're living in your purpose now?
No, not to my total potential.
Have you identified the reason why not, or not yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's something that comes to you, and then it's like what I always think too is like you'll have a purpose, and you'll feel like, all right, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and then that shit could change too, or something new comes along that you're more interested in. Yeah,
but I feel like some people, like when they're struggling trying to find their purpose, it could get toxic. Because then you start to feel like, what is my purpose? And then you go to that negative way where you're looking for it. It's, you know, like you don't have a purpose of being here, and that can become dark. Yeah. So sometimes I feel like just at that time when you're still trying to figure things out, like,
for sure,
just live.
Oh, you know? No, yeah, for sure. I feel like
push
now
forward.
That I'm older,
that's exactly where I'm at. Yeah.
Like now that I'm older, I'm like, stop forcing it. Like certain things just like, it won't work if you're forced. And that's with anything, relationship, friendship, anything you force and it's like coming from frustration, it's not coming like, you know how when you're creative and you're in the zone, that's different. That's a positive thing and things flow out of you naturally. But when you're creating from like frustration and trying to be perfect and trying to figure everything out, shit is just in shambles.
Yeah.
But that's something I realized with time, like as you get older. And I just think like there's a quote that I follow, detached from the outcome. And I'm really big on that. Detached from the outcome. When you just say that, it's like, okay, so it doesn't matter what happens. And we just enjoy now and live in now. Like
that is so hard to live in the moment.
It's hard, but you gotta like, it's hard, but I feel like we've been so programmed to always like think negative or like have this structure that now we just have to reprogram it to think the opposite. That's really what it is. Like just fucking like whatever thoughts, just wash that shit out and just come up with a positive way of thinking about it. Because otherwise it's like you never grow from that.
Yeah,
it's so fucking hard.
Yeah. And the same token, like there was something I was reading and it was like, stop concentrating on the why. Like, definitely put yourself in the headspace of where you want to be at. Like you want that house, you want that car, you want to have a certain career or whatever. Like definitely put yourself in that mindset, but don't obsess over like, how am I going to get there? And what I got to do today? What I got to, like, I really feel like, and I'm taking baby steps. I'm definitely not there, but just focusing like on having time for myself again with the kids, like focusing on myself, doing little things here and there for me. Like it'll just flow.
Yeah.
It'll flow.
But I I believe that for sure. Like when you take that time for you, everything just starts clicking and you could just sit in that silence and things will just come to you. Like just chill.
And it may not even be what you suspect.
No. It'll be better, probably.
Yeah.
All right. So you had sent me a reel about suffering. Yeah, it was you. Okay. And I told you this was going to be your topic. So we're going to play it. Okay, but so this isn't a bit, I'm going to play it, but I'm just going to read it to you because there's words. So both of you.
Yes.
All right. So it says, when Bob Marley said, if she is amazing, she won't be easy. Oh, my bad. That wasn't even the video. I'm smacked. Give me a sec.
I thought that was
I'm smacked. No, it was it, but I just screenshotted it. That wasn't the video.
Oh, my God. So you were just waiting for the screen to move.
I'm like, oh, it's not moving.
I'm dead.
Oh, man. I'm just going to drink. Give me a second. All right.
Que te manda.
We here. When Bob Marley said, if she is amazing, she won't be easy. Okay, it's going to change now. If she is easy, she won't be amazing. If she is worth it, you won't give up. If you give up, you aren't worthy. The truth is, everybody is going to hurt you. You just got to find the one that is worth suffering for.
That was deep. Right. That was a lot.
Yeah.
I need a moment. I need a moment. Yeah. You know what? I don't even want to go first. I want y'all to go first.
That thing is mixy as fuck.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you.
Because there's certain things I go through and I'm like, okay, we're going through this because, all right, because it's going to be better. And then sometimes I'm like, Then you see those quotes that is like, you know, if you love someone or if something's made for you, then it will just flow. It's just supposed to be easy. It's just, and I don't believe in shit just being
That's
easy.
Toxic too. I feel like,
I don't think shit should be perfect and easy. Like, I feel comforted when there's debates and arguments, healthy debates and arguments, because that means that we give a fuck.
Right.
Yeah. Yes. So it's mixy. It's mixy as fuck. Should we be suffering together? I don't know. Suffering is a strong word. Maybe that was the word that really like turned me on.
Triggering.
I was suffer together.
Yeah.
Kind of love suffering.
Or for the right one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't agree with any of it.
You say arguing shows you care?
A little bit, yeah.
I disagree.
I agree.
I don't argue because I care. Because if I argue, we're not going to be together.
Okay, but that's different because you know yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
We keep telling you, and you different.
Because I know I'm not like
Yo, wait, let's clap for you.
Yeah. No. Just say it. Not even. Because I know when I argue with someone, like, I'm not just being...
You're going to say things you don't mean?
But define argument.
I mean it.
But when you argue, when you say argue, you mean... Like, you're getting a little bit louder, you're getting a little defensive, you're getting a little...
It's definitely going to be, yo, you dumb motherfucker, bleep.
Oh, no, that's an argument for you. For me...
So that's what I'm saying. It's going to... So, I can have a conversation. We can go back and forth about issues, but to argue, because you only gonna come out your face at me a couple times before I'm spaz on you, and then it's definitely over from there. Mm-hmm. So that's what I mean. So it's like.
All right, but I get it, but I think argument that she's saying is like a healthy debate.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
and that's normal. You have that in relationships.
If you're thinking like "fuck you, nigga," "fuck you, bitch,"
that's just disrespect.
But some people think that's
but that's why I said define argument for you.
Correct.
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
what I'm saying.
So if you on that level when you, no.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm saying. I was with someone that wanted that, thought I didn't love her because we didn't do that.
Not me.
Fucking crazy.
No.
I want to put that out there that was not me. No. Because people know now after the last episode.
Noted.
And that is not me. So I'm just going to help myself to this. Yeah, I don't believe in the whole suffering for someone. I think it's bullshit. I don't think, but again, suffering's a really harsh word. Yeah. I believe you're going to go through things.
Stuff. Grow through stuff.
Oh, yes. I like them. You're going to grow through things. And I feel like, I like a little debate. Mm-hmm. I like a little heat between us. Mm-hmm. But we have to be able to resolve it quickly. Like, the point should always be resolution. That's how I feel. So if we're arguing, we're going back and forth, we should be arguing in a way that we both know that at the end, we just want to resolve the issue.
Right. That's so hard.
That's hard.
Yeah.
But that has to be your goal and my goal, because if that's only my goal and your goal is just to attack and disrespect and you don't give a fuck what happens after, that is like you're hitting a wall. And that's when it gets toxic. I think that's where the line is.
I could get defensive.
Oh, yeah, me too.
What did you say?
Defensive.
I could get defensive.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure we all can.
Oh, yeah.
All of us.
Especially like if I feel like my point
is
like, I didn't want to say that, but yeah, you know what I mean? I'm gonna get a little defensive. I mean, it's not.
Okay, so what does your defensiveness make you do? You don't get disrespectful?
No.
Okay, so that counts. That's good. Then what
else? I
else?
get a little hyped.
I get hyped
The body language. It's my body language that speaks, yeah.
A little this, a little
neck
roll,
that. A little, a little something.
The dramatic walkout.
Oh no, the dramatic walkout? Not the dramatic walkout. Cynthia, you're better than that.
The dramatic walkout.
What?
Regroup.
Let's come back to
this. But you know what? I'm lying. I'm talking shit because I've done the dramatic walkout many a time. I'm thinking back like, wait, I'm not dramatic.
Yeah.
How about you, Toni? Dramatic walkout?
I tried, but then you know what happened?
What?
I come back and I'll be like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm going to say my shit.
Yeah. It's like, why I gotta leave?
Because when I leave, I'm going to be like, I should have said that. Like, no, I'm going to come back, get my shit off.
Oh my God, it was you when you hit me up and you were saying like, don't you hate like when you get home and you remember all the shit that you should have said?
Oh my God, I've been listening. I should have said this. If I would have said this.
I make notes before I argue. So that's probably a little toxic. But like before I know I'm arguing.
How are you pre-arguing? Like, how are you pre-arguing, yo? Like, Jesus Christ.
You hear me? I'm like, yeah. Okay, what was that?
How?
You make notes, bitch? You taking notes?
She does bullet points.
I dead ass do bullet points. How the fuck did you know?
Oh my God, that's funny.
No, but hear me
Before
out.
I argue.
Hear me out.
I make bullet points.
I make bullet points.
Listen.
We're gonna listen. Go ahead. Go ahead.
When I know I have something to get off my chest.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to be open-minded.
When I know I have something to get off my chest, I don't want to forget my points. And I also like to sit on my feelings for like a day or two to see if it really bothers me as much.
You are holding aggression by doing that.
No, listen.
Because what if you forgot about it?
No, so when I'm hot, when I'm like OD hot, I'll write everything down to myself.
Okay.
And then I'll just write it down, put the phone down. I don't look at it again. The next morning I'll wake up and I'll see how I'm feeling. And I'm like, okay. I'm probably like a little bit bothered, not as mad. Let me read what I wrote yesterday when I was mad to see if it makes me just as mad again, or if I could just be like, all right, this is dumb. And then I'll gauge it. So if I read it and I'm like, yeah, I have some valid shit in this, I, make it nice, make it neat. And then it's either a phone call or face to face. And I'm like, okay, so I have some things to discuss. Give me a sec.
Oh my God.
But it's usually... it would, well,
that is so
depending on the person, it could be a very
Why did I think she didn't do that?
Conversation. That's not crazy.
No, because I feel like the reading part is triggering.
But sometimes it won't. Sometimes it won't trigger. Sometimes I'll look at it and I'll be like, okay, I was clearly just going through a moment, depending on what the situation is. Because then the next day I'm more calm and logical, so I could look at it from a more logical point instead of emotional. But that's something, I don't feel like that's crazy. That's something that I've learned to do for me, because if I react in that moment like I used to, it's gonna be bad.
I was gonna say, she's
what
probably learned.
That's another
I'm trying
thing.
to process it calmly.
My question was gonna be like, what has happened? You don't have to say it, but something has happened.
Yeah, no.
That she realized let me check myself because this is dumb. Or
what happened is what really sparked it was my last argument with Susan. How bad it was. And then hearing her side of it, I was like, oh shit. Like I had went back to like the conversation that I had with her, and I was like, oh, I was ODing. Like I was really ODing.
So you call yourself.
And after that, I'm like, I don't want to be that way anymore. Like I don't think treating my friends that way or speaking to my friends that way is right.
Okay.
Well,
that was good.
Yeah, so that's what I do. So fuck you. It's not crazy.
It sounds toxic.
It sounded toxic.
But now that you
that's why I said that
explanation, I was waiting for explanation.
No, I do the same thing. I just don't take the notes.
Okay.
Like I feel like when I'm in the middle of something it's kind of triggering.
Yeah.
I do try to like pull myself out of that situation. Yeah. Like I try not to trigger it again. So I feel like if I write notes, I'm gonna trigger it.
Oh, I see.
You know? Yeah. So it's like, damn, if I cooled off and I forgot about it or like changed my mind and I reread this again, it's going to trigger it. Either I'm going to feel upset again, I'm going to feel sad about it. So I'm like, nah, I'd rather not.
Yeah, I think for me, the reading it again is just like, I still enjoy like studying myself kind of and seeing like the things that really bother me, because I'm still at that point figuring it out.
That's
so
a good
I'll
way.
read it and I'm like, oh, like this has a theme. Like there's a common theme between this no and maybe like 2 weeks ago when I got mad at something else. And I try to like.
That's interesting.
I don't know. Maybe because I'm in
I start taking notes. I'm like,
that's
really interesting, because then if you find common like patterns, then you're like, oh wait, bitch, I'm insecure about this.
Yes.
Or wait, bitch,
yes.
I have this issue.
Exactly.
Oh, bitch, get into the root.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why
that's deep.
That's deep. Yes. I got it.
So we can't get to my shit. Don't want to step on that and break that shit.
Right, exactly. No, but it's true, because that's why, like, for the first session I had with my therapist, she was just listening. I was like, I want to work on this. I have an issue with that and that and that. And she was like, wow, you're very self-aware. I'm like, yes, we have a lot to tackle. Let's get to work. Yeah. Like, let's do this. So, yeah.
Isn't it interesting though when you're in a point like that where you can figure out like, oh wow, I'm doing negative things. I feel like when I was in my early 20s and before that, I was never wrong.
Oh yeah.
So it's just so interesting. Like the older you get, you can point those things out and you're like, whoa, me pasé. You know, I did too much.
You did too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's honestly, I find like liberation in being wrong sometimes, or just like saying like, yo, I'm wrong.
You feel a relief.
Fuck it. Like I don't have to carry that burden of like trying to be right and fight with you and argue. Like, all right, fuck it. You changed my mind.
I have a problem with that. I have a problem. It's like, I want to be right. And if I'm not right, then I like kind of, so I could be right.
Really? I didn't know. You.
Well, we kind of, we on a different level. But I get real defensive. Like, I be like.
Your partners always see different sides of you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get it. I get it.
Like my defensive, like I feel like I get like that because I've been on my own since I was 18, like with no help whatsoever. Other than my mother.
Yeah.
No help. And it's like, no one's ever gotten my back like that. So if I don't got my back, who's going to help me in this situation? So sometimes I feel like that's what it is. Like I get argumentative or defensive because it's like, I got me, That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Me, I feel like I try in my relationships, especially recently. So not just like with my man, but like in other relationships, like I know that I try, like I put thought into certain things and I'm like, okay, Toni, check yourself a little bit. So when I come up wrong, I'm like, nah, bitch, really? You sure? Like I'll be defensive, like, you sure I'm wrong? Like,
yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
I don't know how we got to that because we were talking about suffering and we just went into a whole
Bob Marley.
That was a Bob Marley thing. Did we wrap that up? Did we make a point for that?
That took us.
I don't even know.
No, but I like that. I like when the conversation does that. But
I don't even remember
what would be advice? What would be some advice that we could give? There we go. To someone who feels like they need to suffer in their relationship.
That they need to suffer?
Yeah, like this is what a real love relationship looks like.
Get out of your relationship.
Challenge it.
Get out now.
Get out now before it's too late.
Get out of your relationship and do things by yourself. Be alone. Just be alone.
No, people are so
if you feel that you need to suffer in a relationship in order to be happy, you just need to be alone and just find yourself first. Because your ass is not ready. You're not ready for a relationship.
Yeah.
If you just think you need to suffer, that's my advice.
I feel like it hurts. Like it should hurt here and there. Because at the end of the day, even if you have an argument with your boyfriend or your partner, and you know, sometimes your partner could be a bit like affirmative or like this, you know, you feel hurt sometimes to hear the truth is what I'm saying. But you shouldn't feel suffering. Suffering is like deep. That's like to another level, you know?
Yeah. There's a meme I actually want to get into because it reminded me. It says, we be thinking we need advice and whole time we need discipline. Advice is for people who don't know what to do, but at this big age, we all know what we should be doing. The problem isn't found in the guidance. It's found in the commitment to what we say we want. You say you want to lose weight and you know exactly what it's going to take to lose weight, but you're not disciplined enough to work out for 1 hour a day and change your diet. You say you want to get over your ex and you know what it's going to take to get over them, but you're not disciplined enough to stop going back and cut off all communication. Self-love is self-discipline. Stop playing with your personal goals. The cost of whatever you want to do is that sacrifice. Nobody's coming to save you. Nothing is going to magically change for you. Get disciplined or stay stagnant. I love that. I feel like that wraps up the whole thing. Like people just... You know what to do. I feel like whenever you have to question, am I doing, like, is this the right relationship for me? Am I really happy here? Should I leave? Do I like the way I'm being treated? If you have to ask yourself those questions, I think you already know what to do. Like, we all be knowing what to do. We just don't take that next step forward for whatever fucking reason. But it's like, you don't know how beautiful your life could be on the other side.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would just say that. We can end it there. Yeah, that's it. That was heavy. We have another heavy one and then we have a light one.
Okay, cool.
All right. So this is going to be the I want to address segment. So this is when people say, that's just the way I am.
Oh.
How do we feel about this, guys? Why do we think people say it? I'm going to say it because they lack accountability. I would just say that. And I feel like we could get into a whole topic about self-awareness because I feel like, although we talk about it a lot, I feel like I talk about it a lot on this podcast. I don't think people really understand what self-awareness is. And it should be reiterated because you'd be surprised how many people really fucking lack this shit. Self-awareness, yes, it's knowing who you are, right? Like how you react to things, how emotional you are, how you feel about things. But then also self-awareness is knowing how when you react, that you're also affecting those around you. And in what way are you affecting them? And I feel like that'd be the missing link for a lot of people. Like they know, oh yeah, like I'm an asshole and I don't like this about me and I react to this way. I feel this way about that. And it's like, okay, cool. But now when you're in a relationship or you're dealing with other people, your friends, your family, it's like, what are you going to do about it? Because you know you make the people around you feel like shit. So then what? Like, why aren't you taking that next step? Is it not worth it to you to have people love you and care for you and show them that you love and care for them back? Like, what are you really prioritizing here? I think that's bullshit. That's just the way I am. Like, that's fucking selfish and inconsiderate, in my opinion. And I feel like it's not always a bad thing. Like, let's say somebody's like a neat freak and they're just like, oh, that's just the way I am. All right, cool. You a neat freak. That's great.
Yeah.
But there's levels to it, of course. So yeah, how y'all feel about it? I just went off, but like, what do you think?
Don't speak.
Just like,
don't all speak.
Yeah.
Don't speak at once.
Like, have you been in these situations where people are like, it's just the way I am? Or have you yourself been that way? Because I know I was. In my early 20s, I would definitely be that way. Like, oh, that's just the way I am. You got to deal with it. But nobody owes you that.
Yeah.
They don't have to deal with anything.
No, they don't.
Right.
Nobody has to deal with shit. Nobody owes you that. So that's where I feel like people, they just don't get it. Like, it doesn't click for them, for a lot of people.
But you know what? If that's how you are, that's how you are. You don't got to change for nobody.
Anthony,
it depends though.
It fine.
depends.
If that's how you feel.
If it's a very negative.
But if you're with someone, right, and you're
it's hurting
using
them.
that, it's hurting them, and you're using that frame of thinking, like, fuck it, you're gonna have to deal with it. No, that person doesn't have to deal with it.
They don't.
So now when they leave, or when other people leave your life, and you question, well, why does everybody abandon me? I'm neglected in all these situations. No one's looking out. You are the common denominator.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong. No, you accepted that because that's how you are, and you're never going to make a change.
If you don't want to change, then don't.
But it's also levels.
By all means, don't change. But then don't question why things work out the way for you. The way they do.
You can still question it.
No, you can't.
Yeah, because some people may feel like, why do I have to change to this person? Why can't this person change from me and how I feel?
I feel like that applies to all relationships, though, not just loved ones.
No, yeah, all relationships.
So all relationships. Like, if you had a situation with a parent or siblings and you want them to change because you love them and you want to be there for them and care for them, and they're like, well, this is just the way I am. You're like, you know, that can become very hurtful for you, you know?
I just thought of an example, a good one. Because you could. So I did not realize at all, something about myself, that I'll say something or do something and possibly like hurt someone's feelings. Right. No, because this is an issue we had previously. And then even my partner says the same thing. Like, yeah, babe, like sometimes you walk into a room and you may look at someone a certain way, or you may give off a certain vibe. And I don't think you're doing it purposely. I'm like, no, I'm not. I promise I'm not. I'm just saying my opinion. So it's been a little bit of like a thing with myself that I have to be aware of, like when I walk into a room, like what face I have, or when I'm in a conversation, like what I say. Like I really have to think about sometimes what I'm saying. But at the same token, Natalie and my partner, which is interesting, have both accepted on a certain level that I do not do things maliciously. Yeah. It does not come from a bad place. Like they'll tell me something. Yeah. And they see my reaction. I'm like, oh, really? Are you sure? Like, and I'm very like, I'm like lost, super lost. Yeah. So it's been a compromise on both ends, right? So yes, I am this way. However, I'm not completely aware of it. So they've chosen to understand that, still get annoyed by it, right? They could still get annoyed by it, but understand that later on, like, listen, bitch, this is what you said. Yeah. You got to tell me. Because if you don't tell me, how the fuck am I going to fix it? I have no idea. That's true. So that's an interesting one, because it's like we've both compromised on both ends a little bit. Still trying to figure it out. But it's a conversation both ways.
What's interesting about that is that you give us the opportunity to come to you with that, and you don't get a defensive. You listen to what we're telling you, and you're like, okay. And if that wasn't your intention, you explain. Be like, yo, that wasn't my intention. I meant it this way. And then we both are also able to not hold it against you still and move on. Take your explanation and just move on and let it go. But that's like both sides doing the work. And that's the point. That's the point. So no, you don't have to change. You don't have to become anybody different. I don't think you have the right to question. I don't. Because you know exactly why. If you know you're an asshole and you make people feel like shit and shit doesn't work out, you have no right to question because you already know the answers. You know why nobody's there and supporting you. And I think like you said, just creating the space, the back and forth, like you're able to have the conversation. Like I feel secure going to you, venting to you, telling you, yo, that bothered me. And I know you're not going to come at me for being, oh, you're too dramatic or you're too emotional. Right. And then I'm able to listen to you, take it in and be like, all right, fuck it, it's over. Like, drinks. Yeah. We outside.
Yeah. Like, I've gotten that before though. Yeah. Where I open up to the person and I tell the person how I feel. And they say that you're being dramatic. Yeah. You're doing this, you're doing that. And it's like, but it bothers me when you say it, because it's disrespectful. Like I had a friend that her and I went through that in my early 20s. And I brought it up to her attention. I'm like, you gotta stop because I feel a certain type of way. You're being sensitive. I'm like, so I stopped. I cut it off. I couldn't do it anymore. Like I grew out of that friendship because of that. Yeah.
Damn. You know, I don't like that. I don't. But I want you to keep elaborating your point a little bit because I think we cut you off because I didn't want to hear what you had to say.
I don't.
But I realize that now, and I'm like, damn, I'm gonna get his shit off.
You're just to backtrack a little. Your point was saying that like if you don't want to change something about yourself, you were saying that like fuck it. Like
and
if I still question it.
Does the relation? Oh, now that you mentioned that, like you reiterate that, does the relationship also change it? Like if it's a love relationship, you're not willing to change, but if it's for like a family member, you would. Question. You know,
that's a good question.
There's lots of different relationships. You don't change who you are for someone else. Period. Be who you are. If you're an asshole, just be an asshole. Fuck it. That's who you are. Don't always change for other people. Is that person changing for you? Because that's also you got to remember. Like this person is telling you all these things that's wrong about you, but what changes are they making for you?
Right.
And sometimes that gets lost upon people. Yeah. Is that I'm doing all this bad, so let me change to this person. Has this person made any sacrifices for you?
Right.
More times than not, they haven't. They're just coming at you, telling you everything that's wrong with you, but not working on themselves.
Valid.
So that's why I say, fuck what anyone else thinks. Be who you are. They're gonna live with it. Or they're going to just leave you alone. Someone else will live with who you are. There's someone out there for everyone. Family members, your mom didn't want you going out when you were younger, right? She's like, no, you can't do this. But that's not who you are. Right. You wanted to go out. So what happened? You lived your life. You did it.
I got a tattoo in the nose pierced.
And now look, right? You
I feel that. I feel that.
So that's the point. It's like people won't always change for you. So why do you always have to change for people? Point. And that happens a lot in relationships, generally with men, having to change to be what their woman needs.
And the woman doesn't.
And the woman doesn't even make any type of sacrifices or changes for them.
Yeah.
So that's the point.
I think we were assuming that we all are willing to change and be positive in the relationship. But you have a point.
Yeah.
So gunshots.
Wow.
Those were
very good
that was an interesting perspective.
Yeah.
He just made me think of like different examples, like relationship with my mom. Like she's accepted that I'm a certain way because he just spoke about your mom. And she's like, no, Toni, I know you're just that way. But she does. Yeah, she still loves me. And she says, but in comparison to other people in her life, she's like, but I like that you still hear me out and that we have that healthy relationship that we can speak on.
That's all I'm saying. Like that's good.
Yeah.
They both give each other the space and the respect to hear each other out.
Right.
I respect you don't agree with what I'm doing or who I am or whatever, but I still love you and I'm still here.
That's fine. I agree with that. That's good to be able to talk to people.
Yeah. But to just be a fucking asshole all the time.
You don't always need to have a conversation with everyone about what their feelings are towards you.
Oh, for sure. You do not need to explain yourself. No, you don't.
You can have your beliefs and just be like, fuck what you think and how that's just.
But like Cynthia said, because you had the question, does it change when certain relationships?
Yeah.
I still feel in romantic relationships, we both got to compromise and change for each other a little bit.
If you want a good relationship.
If you want a good relationship.
Yeah.
So it's like, yes, I get what you're saying, but if you want certain things to work out in your favor, you have to be willing to budge a little bit. That was my main takeaway.
So the punchline has to be that there has to be a balance.
It depends on which one, because if the relationship doesn't mean shit to you, then fuck it.
That's
you don't need to fucking care about that person. Like, there's a lot of people I don't give a fuck about.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to change or be any type of way. Fuck you. I don't fuck with you. You don't fuck with me. We leave it like that.
Yeah, it depends where the person's at. Like, if it's a colleague, fuck you.
Like, fuck you. 8 to 3. After this, I don't think about you. Like, I'm done.
But if it's your partner, you kind of
want
to
you've
budge.
seen that like on memes. Like, you ain't paying my bills. You ain't giving me no dick.
Exactly.
You ain't putting food in my mouth, nigga. Like,
so that's like hypothetical. Like, you and Toni and Nat friends, right?
Yeah.
I'm just using random shit.
That's fine. Go ahead.
You smoke hookah all the time. You hate that she smoke hookah, but you drink all the time. You hate that she drinks. Now, if you keep telling her, I hate that you smoke, that's why I don't hang out with you, but you never stop drinking for her, it's like, why the fuck am I gonna even change for you? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I was looking at an analogy. I followed along. You said hookah and I got it.
We had to break it down.
Yeah.
We had to really break it down. Yeah, we had to break it down. Because when you said the topic initially, I was just trying to find an example. That's why I was silent at first. I was just like, let me find an example that relates to me. And then I finally thought of the example between us, and I'm just like, okay, that's a good example.
Because the fucked up part about it is the person that, if you want me to change, a lot of times that person that wants me to change is the selfish one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you think I'm selfish because I'm the way I am.
It comes from a selfish place.
You wanted me to change for your own selfish.
It comes from a selfish place because it's like, oh no, you're making me feel away. I feel bad when you do this. So you need to stop that. It always comes from a selfish place.
Right.
But you got to also see down the line. You have to be able, it's a selfish thing, yes. But you see down the line, all right, yes, it's hurting me, but it can continue hurting me in the future if this becomes a habit. That's why it needs to stop now. If he cares about me, otherwise we're not going to last. Because I already know that I'm not going to tolerate this for much longer. I'm about to be out. A couple more months of this, and I can't do it anymore. I have a breaking point. There's a ceiling. So it's like, yes, it comes from a selfish place, but it could also be for the outcome of like us having a successful relationship.
Yeah.
Right? Yes? Agree? No? You have a counterpoint? I bet. Did you have something else to say?
No, I think just the other element of it is it depends on what is happening. What is the habit? What is
True.
What is it?
Ooh, yeah,
that is the problem.
That's a big deal, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we thinking of all these examples, but it's very particular to each habit. Like, is it smoking? Is it drinking? Is it drugs? Is it that you come out your face and you get rowdy and you get disrespectful? Yeah. Like, what is the habit? And is it really putting a damper on a relationship? Is it putting a damper on me?
Yeah.
That's
a good point.
It's true.
Yes, I like that. All right, so we have our last topic, and then we can go to Taco Tuesday. I'm ready. So, all right, so we're gonna get in. I gotta stop saying that. We're gonna get. We're gonna talk about our Talk Your Shit segment. I don't think that was the right transition, but what things has an ex done to get you back? What crazy things, or maybe not crazy, but.
What crazy thing have you done to get an ex back?
I'm not gonna talk about me. No, I don't think I've ever done anything crazy.
So why did you react like that first?
Because I think about it. Nah, I haven't done. I think the main thing is the guy. He kept stalking me. Like, I remember the day before. So I had broken up with him the day before because I saw that he was about to cheat on me. Like, he was making plans to meet up with the girl and everything. And so, which I would just say, if you have your text messages linked to your laptop, why? Like, if you're doing something wrong, why would you do that?
Cheating 101. Get it together.
Right. Don't link it. Because he was like, oh yeah, use my laptop. So I use a laptop. Of course, I'm like young. I'm going to blame it on being young. I was like 21, 22. And I was like, fuck it, I'm going to check this text message. So I checked. And he was meeting up. He was like, oh, yeah, on this day, I'm going to meet up with you at the park. We're going to do blah, blah, blah. And he picked a day that he knew I was going to be at work all day. So I'm like, oh, this motherfucker. Like, are you? But meanwhile, for months before then, he was accusing me of cheating on him all the time.
That reverse psychology shit.
And I'm like, yo, I'm not doing nothing. Like, I pick up my phone all the time. What the fuck? Like, what are you talking about? So I saw that. And I remember he just walked in and he saw me reading it. And instead of him being like, yo, I'm sorry, let me explain or something.
He's going to go after you.
He looked at me. No. He looked at me and was like, you can dismiss yourself. And I was
that motherfucker.
Meanwhile, we had just came from the pool. So, like, I still had, like, my wet bathing suit on. I had, like, short shorts, a muscle tank, my sandals. And I'm like, I didn't say shit. I was so shocked from everything. This is, like, my first real relationship. So, my first time even seeing something like that. So, I was just, like, shocked. I just got my shit and I walked out calmly. I didn't have a car at this time. I didn't even have money on me. So I had to call my parents to pick me up, whatever. And they're like, oh, fuck him. Like, how could he do that to you?
Oh, you told them in the car?
I told them because they knew I was with him the whole day and I was supposed to stay there. So when I called them, like, come pick me up, I'm on this, I was like by Lehman. They're like, what happened? Like, why did we have to pick you up? And so I had to tell them. I was like, what was I going to say? They know that he would have never left me like that in the street, like that, like half wet bathing suit. Like,
yeah.
So whatever, I go, I don't talk to him. He doesn't call me. And then I wake up to like mad missed calls and text messages and voicemails. It was my road test day though. So I'm like, yo, I'm not even going to call him back. I got to take this road test. It's 8 in the morning. I'm not even going to think about this right now. So when I leave my building, I see his car parked in front of the building. But like, I'm like, I know this motherfucker did not just come here right now. It's too early for this. I'm nervous already. I see the bus. I run for the bus. I get on the bus. So he ended up, what got me tight is I take another bus and I go all the way to the driving school in the Bronx. And I'm sitting there and I see his car pull up and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how did he know I was here?
Oh my God, another.
How did he know the time? Like, what the fuck?
This was a stressful time in our life.
Yo, he had called, and this is what pissed me off because he had called the driving school and said, my girlfriend Natalie forgot what time her road test is.
This is not romantic anymore. This is actually
scary.
It really got creepy.
Like, she forgot what time her road test is scheduled for. Can you please tell me the time?
And they told him?
And they told him. And I was pissed because I'm like, what if this person was going to kill me? What if they're a kidnapper? What if they're a rapist? Like, you don't fucking know. And you just gave him the information.
That was bad. That was
so,
bad.
So, like, he comes in. He's like, get in the car. And, like, it's like a scene. And I'm like, all right, let me just get in the car. And I'm like, yo, this is the day of my road test. Like, this is the last thing that I need right now. I do not need to be stressed. I'm nervous as fuck. Go home. Like, leave me alone. We'll talk about it later. So, it was like, he went home, whatever. I passed, obviously. And then that was it. We got back together because I was retarded. And then, but then when we broke up again for the final time, it was the constant. Like, he would show up to my gym and he never worked out.
That's not good.
So he got the membership just to stalk me. He would show up at the same time I would go and he would like go to the weight room, but like watch me while I work out, but then act like he was working out and not there for me. He would show up to my block sometimes after work.
You would notice every single time?
Yeah, just post it there. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing here?
He would call her best friend or text best friend.
He would show up to my job because he would know. She gets out at 5:30, I'm going to be in the parking lot. One time, oh my God, it's a whole other thing. I was in the parking lot. I had asked one of my coworkers to take me. He made a scene with the coworker. Like, was like, get out the car. What are you doing in his car? And I'm like, this is so embarrassing. Like, I was mortified.
Were you like annoyed by it or like?
I was scared.
You were scared, right? Because it sounds scary.
It was scary. It's like, oh no, like I need to cut off contact completely with this guy. Like, and then like, it was like mad family bullshit. It's a whole other thing.
I only ask because some people will find that like, oh, that's cute.
No.
And it's like, damn, that person's doing a lot.
No. There's a fine line between making an effort and making a scary effort.
No, that's scary. The gym membership.
No.
That's a lot.
It was
like, your fat ass don't work out. You do not work out.
Yo, now that I really think about it, that shit was really like...
It was creepy.
Yeah. No, I'm like having, it was definitely scary. It was something. Yeah.
I would say the stalking to me is like the craziest thing. So how about you guys? Because I just went in.
I never. That's a lot. You know that. I feel like I've never been in a situation like
the bar really high there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
He bought me chocolates.
No, that's cute.
Compared to that.
Yeah. We was gonna say the simple shit. You know,
all right,
edible arrangements. You made it.
Sorry, made it hot. I'm sorry.
You made it deep.
That shit went dark.
This is a light topic to end it.
All right, so you know what? Let me read some of the funny responses I got online.
Okay.
And then you guys can like...
No, but that was good. That was a good one.
So some people said, so this guy said she dated a teammate of mine and then I fucked her sister. So that was interesting. Pulled up at my job and said he had cancer. That's wild.
That's crazy.
That's fucking crazy. I think that's crazier than the stalking.
That's crazy.
You gotta make up cancer. People are really dying out here from cancer. Like, I don't like to play like that.
Yeah.
But some people like to be overly dramatic and feel
that's
like
not dramatic.
they're gonna die without you kind of thing. They like to say shit like that. It's fucking crazy.
Or
that's
when they be like,
line.
like I had the same ex. Oh man, I'm like trashing this guy. But he was like, oh, I'm gonna kill myself.
I was just gonna say, haven't you heard of like girls that tell, or I'm sure it could be either way. You've definitely heard of people that say, oh, I'm gonna kill myself if you don't come right now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna die.
My parents would be like, just tell them to kill themselves then.
Like, that's mean.
I'm like, that's mean. That's so mean. But like, yeah, don't fucking try to manipulate me with death. Yeah, like, that's wild.
I support death. I'll be at your funeral. Population on this earth is way too much. So
another one said,
good night.
I can't. Another one said that they My ex flew across the country and got someone to let her into my house to surprise me. That's creepy.
Yo, you imagine walking into your place and that person
If they
sitting
didn't
on
get
the
back
couch?
together or she wasn't planning to, I don't know which way that went.
If I was to go home and see like my ex, and I would be freaked the fuck out.
I also feel like it depends on the phase. Like if you guys just broke up and he knows you're sad and he wants you, he's like, damn, I'm gonna go get my girl back. That's cool. Damn, he flew across the country for me.
So that's what I was gonna say. Depending on why y'all exes,
But
was it because you moved across country for another job and y'all had to break up, or was it because he cheated on you and like you left to get away?
But if I'm done, like I feel like I'm done, and you fly across the country and you sitting in my couch.
That's the thing,
bro.
That's the thing.
I'm putting whatever I have on me, like my knife, my pepper spray. Like that's crazy. That's deep.
I feel like when you're not done, you don't mind the lengths that they would go to get you back, because you're not done. You want them to fight for you a little bit. Maybe you don't want to be the one to like be vulnerable in that way and beg for them back. So it's like you're gonna take them back. Like any little thing, it's like, all right, you bought me flowers, I'm gonna take you back. But when you're done. Yeah. Like, you don't give a fuck about that person? Yeah. Don't do shit. I don't even want a pencil from the store. I don't want nothing from you. Don't even give me a bag of chips.
Yes.
I'm done. I don't even want to breathe your air. Get the fuck out of my face. So there's a difference.
Yeah.
There's a big difference.
What do you feel like in that situation when you're done? What do you feel is like one of your signs that you could tell like, wow, I'm actually done?
When I just look at them and I'm like disgusted. Like everything they do, just sitting there, I'm like, oh, this fucking piece of shit. Like, fuck him. I hate him. Like,
I know exactly what feeling you're talking about.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
This one time, they brought me edible arrangements to my job.
Oh, that's cute.
Right, but we was broken up, so and I wasn't with it. But what's so interesting is that like when he saw me, first of all, I was convinced to go downstairs because he came up and brought me edible arrangements, and my coworkers knew who he was or whatever. So they were like, go downstairs, because they all loved him. Go downstairs. And I went downstairs, and you know what's so funny? I think that was one of our moments that we're like, wow, we're really done. Because we looked at each other, and I had nothing to say. I was like, wow, I was really influenced to come downstairs, and I have nothing to say to you. Like, we're not getting back together.
When you have nothing to say is another good one.
We just looked at each other, and he was like, oh man, I don't know why you came downstairs. Like,
he felt the same way too.
No, he said it. He was like, oh, Toni, like,
that's
why'd
crazy.
you come downstairs? And I'm like, yo, I don't know, man. And we stared at each other for a few minutes.
That too.
No, it was a moment of clarity.
It was like a closure. Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was a moment of clarity.
That it was like a mutual closure. That was insane.
Yeah, like I came down and he looked at me and I looked at him and we were both like, yo, what the fuck are we doing? Like, I don't got nothing to say. All right. Well, thanks.
I think that's the best sign too. When you got nothing to say.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm done.
Done.
So just look at each other.
Uninterested. Just.
Yeah. I don't have one. I've already said it all. I've done it all. You've said it all and done it all.
I didn't even say it all or done it all. I just was just not. I was just uninterested.
It's like you're exhausted from this.
I wasn't even that tired. I just didn't care. Yeah. And he was getting there too. Like I'm sure at that moment, like it was hard for him. He did care, but he saw the look on my face too. That I was kind of like, damn, like why the fuck I came downstairs? Like, so that was interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
We'll talk later about that.
Yeah, that's good. I like that though. Yeah. I've never heard that because usually it's always one person fighting a little bit more to keep it. Blah, blah. It takes time to reach the closure, but the fact that y'all both met it at the same time, that's pretty good. Oh yeah, last one. So Shorty booked a flight while I was in Miami and pulled up to my job because I blocked her.
Bitch, you blocked. How?
You blocked? How you did all that? And then he went further and told me that he paid for her to stay in the hotel for one night. And then after that, he was like, all right, you gotta go. Like, I'm not trying to get back with you. It's over. You
ever seen those movies when they have the last fuck? And they're like, yep, that was the last time.
Yeah. All right. So any last minute thoughts, guys? Because we're done.
That was great.
Yeah. That was good. Thank you guys for joining me. I have fun.
Thank you.
I always have fun.
All right, guys. Like always, please like, share, subscribe, comment. Let us know what you think. Even if you don't agree with us, I want all the smoke. All right, bye.
Good one.
Yeah, that was...